and this one's Wonderwall.
Today is gonna be the day that just kidding.
Just play the song.
Welcome to Backyard Beers.
Yay! Is this some sort of record?
What do you mean?
This is the third week in a row we've gone off consistent weeks.
What the heck?
We've actually made this a consistent
What
thing.
the actual heck? I don't know what accent that was. That was terrible.
21 days, yeah, it's a habit.
Yeah, but it hasn't been 21 days yet, and we haven't done it consistently for 21 days. So it's not a habit, but welcome back. I don't even have a drink today. That's so rude. You didn't even offer me a drink. Wow.
So how's everyone's day been?
Shut up. It's not about you, okay?
This is my show. It's my lights.
And
my
they're meant to
microphones.
be your drinks and you have none.
Yeah.
Like you bought your dumb bottle and, okay, whatever. It's fine. I get it. I get it. You know when you're just underappreciated in life? Is anyone in that situation? They just feel like they're underappreciated, undervalued. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Does anyone else feel like that? No. Like on a serious note, like you're a bit of a terrible host.
As a 18 to 32-year-old white male, I feel very underprivileged.
Don't even start. Okay. After the feminism comments from last week, I don't know what feminism had to do with Israel Folau, but apparently it had something to do with
don't start that again.
That's enough. Oh, look who we have on the podcast. Come up here. Oh, no, he's walking away from me. Can you please keep the show running?
Oh my God.
While I get the dog up.
My God.
It's
What are you
15
doing?
kilos.
Watch his bum.
Oh, hang on, boss. Everybody.
Is he in the camera?
If you're just listening...
Oh.
If you're just listening... Okay, you're on my leg now, bud?
Yep.
Yeah. If you're just listening, this is Boston, our doggy roos. Oh. And that's him eating a barbecue shape.
That's some doggy ASMR for you.
We're really good owners, huh, bud? Yeah, thanks for agreeing. Oh, you crumbed everywhere. Look at the people over
Who
there.
are the people? You gonna wave to the people?
Yeah. So, Bosty, what did we do this week?
We had Bosty's second birthday.
Yeah.
He's a big 14 human years old.
Yeah.
2 dog years old.
Oh, bud.
And...
Don't stand on the cords. Oh, yeah. You want to go on the table?
No, don't go on the table. It's going to collapse. You're
It's not
too
gonna
big.
collapse. Oh, yeah. That's perfect. Oh, good boy.
Oh, God.
You're a good boy. Yeah, Bosty's a little Kelpie cross unknown because we rescued him from the RSPCA when he was a little puppy. And yeah, he's 2 years old now, which is, I don't know where the time's gone. He's insane. As you can see, he's not very big for a Kelpie. He's like a mini and we don't know what he is, but he wanted to say hello because he waltzed in the podcasting room.
Because he smelt food.
Yeah, aka barbecue shapes.
Barbecue shapes and cheese and bacon balls.
Yeah, you already had your packet of cheese and bacon balls, didn't you?
Alright, time for you to go. Okay, well, you're going to sit like a little human now. Okay, cool.
I'm now a chair. And yeah, so you want to stay here while you want to, bud?
Okay.
Okay.
You're going to be a good boy, you can stay there.
And we had a little birthday party for Bosty, didn't we?
Oh, and we had everyone come around.
Yeah, I'm just going to move this mic so he doesn't knock it. And we had...
We had beers, we had cake.
We literally had cake, popcorn, lollies.
chips.
He had some banana cake.
Banana cake, didn't you? You loved the banana cake.
He had a little birthday bandana. Yeah. He's the sweetest dog in the whole entire world. He's our little baby. He's our little fur baby. And he just wanted to say hi. Oh, that's rude.
And
you
now
can't yawn on
someone's tired.
podcast.
Are we boring you?
Anyway. What's on the agenda for today, Nickaroosies?
I don't know. I thought we could just discuss something that you brought up the other day because you had your little competition, your little performance.
Okay, we need to stop talking about me and like competing.
I'm just proud of you. I'm proud of your accomplishments.
That's so cute. Why is that the cutest thing you've ever said to me and you have to do it live on podcast? Oh, I'm so awkward with compliments, but thank you. Yeah, I just did like a little performance night, which was incredible. Like, you know, women supporting women. Okay, now you're really annoying me, boss. Are you good?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay. So, yeah, that was fun. And before we were going there, I was trying to explain to you the etiquette around people being vulnerable on stage and being... Excuse me, are you listening to me? Or is...
No, I'm trying to make him not eat barbecue shapes. Put it go down.
We'll just give him another one. He's just going to keep going until there's none. Oh, God. What the hell is this episode already? Yeah, we were talking about the etiquette involved when you go to see a show. And, yeah, so you can continue because I'm not talking today. I'm done.
I don't know the gist of the whole why you showed me to begin with. And I don't know who wrote it.
It was Stephen Sondheim who wrote it, who's a famous music theatre writer, writes music and lyrics. Incredible. And he was writing it to his friend called Jason Robert Brown, who is known for being a little bit of a condescending you-know-whats.
And the basis of the email had to do with how you represent yourself after a show and how...
But it like carries over in life.
Yes, and showing support and...
Do you want to read it out? Do you have it?
I don't have it. I'm not going to read it out.
Oh, wow.
That was really wordy. I had to read it 4 times.
Yeah, because Nick did not comprehendo. But basically it's about like, if you come and see something of mine or you... Like a show, a sporting event, a game, a whatever. Afterwards, like I have bared a part of my soul to you, he says. Like... I have shown you my most vulnerable state and my inner thoughts, and I have like bared my soul on stage in this example, but you know, given everything I have, do not come up to me after and criticize it to my face. Come up to me and say, I loved it. And then you can go behind, you know, your back. Maybe in a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, a year, 5 years. I'll be happy to talk about it with you. But at that moment... all I need is you to respect me enough to say I loved it or you did great or good job, man. And I don't know why that is like resonates so much. Well, I do know why, but I don't know. Like it's so poignant in life. Like if you don't have enough respect for me to just wish me well or wish me... You're making noises.
Do you want to go down?
Do you want to go down?
Put him down.
Do you want to go down?
Yeah.
Because he's... Okay.
Put him down for a second.
But I'll put him down after this little, you know, wisdom I share. It's not really wisdom, it's just how I feel. If you don't have enough respect for me to do that, don't come backstage. Don't come to the door. Don't see me after the game. Send me an email later. Send me a congratulations message or don't. You know what I mean? So why did you like that so much that I showed you that?
No, it just
I showed you that... Hang on, before you say anything.
Yep.
I showed you that because sometimes you don't do that to me. And you're lucky that I have thick skin. Sometimes you go, I don't get it. Or you go, I don't understand what happened. And I want to say to you, I don't care if you don't get it. You can tell me in 2 weeks' time you don't get it and unravel all your questions then. At that moment, I need you to tell me after I have just exposed an inner part of myself, right? Because being on stage is so bloody vulnerable. You have to be... For you to let people in, strangers in every night and see the inner workings.
Okay, now he's crying. Put him down.
Oh, that's enough. Excuse me, I have something to say to you, sir. I'm bearing my soul on the podcast right now. Oh.
Put him down. Down you go.
Okay, down you go.
All right,
and you're absolutely making a mockery of it. Sit down, please. Sit. Good. Anyway, that's enough of that. That was him saying, shut up. Okay, now you're being noisy. Like, you're nasty. You're a little nasty dog. You're nasty. Okay, so yeah. And that's what I wanted to say to you. That's why I showed it to you, to be like, do you understand? And then he read it 4 times and was like, I don't get it. Like, I still don't get it. Why are you showing me this? And that is the most infuriating thing of the whole story. That's all I had to say.
Anyway, I was doing why I thought about it was I was doing my courtesy bus run. And I've decided that all my little old oldies on the bus are all of mixed nationality. Some of them don't speak English. Some of them don't give a shit what I listen to. So I just listen to podcasts. That's all I do, is just podcast after podcast
and you make
after podcast.
Your passengers...
I make my passengers listen to podcast.
What if they're inappropriate?
They're not inappropriate, because this one was a baseball one. This one was literally talking about the week in baseball.
Or maybe they want to listen... That's so
well, they can speak. They can speak up. Anyway.
They can't. You just said that they can't speak English. What do you want them to do? Excuse me, boy. Boy. You know how they call you like, boy? Can you change the musica? What do you want them to say? Like honestly, what do you want them to say?
Nothing. They just sit there and they're lovely. They're lovely people. I'll even have the volume down when they're in the bus. I'll be like silent.
You've outdone yourself,
It'll be
Joe.
like silent in the background. Anyway, so...
Oh, excuse me.
It just got me thinking. I don't know why it got me thinking about that particular quote or that particular story and this incident, or not an incident, it was an occurrence in Major League Baseball, a pitcher by the name, I think, Skaggs, Tyler Skaggs, I think his name is. I don't want to butcher that. Skaggs, I think his name is, but I don't know his first name. Passed away like a week ago.
Oh, that's really
from
sad.
like unknown circumstances. Like no one knows anything about it, so I'm not going to put it on record.
So,
but
is it like unknown as in like he collapsed, or like unknown as in they weren't reported?
They found him unconscious in a hotel room.
Oh damn!
So
that's
they don't
not
know.
great.
They don't know the full circumstances yet.
Right. So it's all speculation.
It's all speculation. But they went through the league, and there was like interviews with like players because he played with Los Angeles, I think, the Angels. So they had obviously interviews with teammates, officials, coaches, people in the organization, and one of the interviews was with a person who was a teammate of his, who was actually this gentleman was actually at his wedding.
Right.
He was the best man at his wedding like a couple of weeks earlier.
Right, and they played. Wait, he got married?
No, not this Skaggs, but not the gentleman that died. This other one.
Right.
Who was on speaking to reporters and stuff like that, and he was saying that he was a happy-go-lucky person. He was just adventurous, everything like that.
Yeah.
And he was one of his I think he was I don't want to say his best man at the wedding, but he was one of a close person at his wedding. And I was listening to his interview, and you could just sense how emotional this person was. Like he said 3 words, and just broke down. And it got me thinking. I was like,
okay, can we get to the point?
We, athletes, we have these athletes as a pedestal of these people, but when it comes to the overall picture, they're just like every other normal person. So I was thinking, why do we have the right as people, from your quote, to judge other people on their performances? And I want to, tying it all back into this mental health aspect, who are we to judge and be like, that person played shit that day, or that person performed rubbish that night, and have the authority to do that and not know the repercussions behind it when it's clear that these people are just human as well.
Right.
I.e. from this interview here.
So from my understanding, what you're tying between the two things is that, excuse me, I don't know if you can see that, but he's just I'm sick of this dog, man.
Don't be naughty, Boston.
I love you, but get off the table. So what you're saying is that obviously because this guy's dead now, was his life his game? Was he always
nothing to do with the death. I'm just saying that these athletes.
Why did you tell?
Oh no, because I had to bring it up because this athlete was showing pure emotion on a scale that you obviously wouldn't expect to see an athlete out there doing, because we hold these athletes to that's what I'm saying. Athletes have to hold this aura, this presence that they are this this hero, this person that goes out every night, goes to war to provide for all these spectators. And I just want to know why, do fans have...
Okay. Wait.
Okay.
So what I'm getting from this is you read my thing and you put it into sports.
Yes.
Because that's how you relate to it.
That's how I relate to a lot of things.
And then, because you yourself were an athlete.
Yes.
Yes.
Supreme athlete.
Oh, God. And you're saying because in this email, it was can you hear him crying?
Can you let him out, please?
He's sitting right next to me. He thinks I have food.
We don't have food, buddy. No more.
Bud, look. See this? No more. Lie down. Okay, so what you're saying is... We're going to get to the point. Oh, my God. Drawing connection, that's how you related to it.
Yes.
And the thing is that, that's why in the quote, it's so profound that he just says, just say, if you respect me enough, don't criticize me.
Yeah.
Is this dog for real? Excuse me. You've dirtied. Look what you've done.
Put him outside. He's being annoying now.
I've had enough. Don't let me give you a good stern talking to. Don't let me put my teacher voice on. It's already half there. Stay down. You're making us look bad. So, he says, like, if you don't have enough respect for me not to criticize me in that moment, as I've literally bared everything, like, I've put everything on the line for someone else, for your entertainment, for you to be moved. Like, the artist, the sports star, they don't do it for... Some do it for themselves. But it's for a form of entertainment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the entertainment industry. That's what you're doing. That's your sole purpose, because people are paying and you are giving them a service. And if you can't come up to me later and just say, good job, or something nice and say, I loved it, I don't care if you didn't. If you can't do that, you obviously don't have enough respect for me. Or if you hated it that much, go home. Tell me later. Say, sorry, I didn't catch you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just show that little bit of, like, humanity.
And then it got me thinking,
It's like kids. Do you know what I mean? It's like saying to a kid they drew something for the first time and being like, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
Like, to their face. It's like putting down adults. And you know what? We should be championing those people who keep on going again and again and again and keep trying and fail and make mistakes and have some success and whatever. Those are the people. They're the real deal, man. They're the ones who will do things and will get places and will do amazing things. Same as sports people. The ones who keep going and keep getting up, even though they know, like, they know themselves. You know if something's good yourself. I do not need 40 people at the stage door to tell me.
And I feel like fans and spectators and supporters hold probably the most, I'd say, like, influential voice when it comes to judging someone else's performance. Like, for a fan to sort of go online and critique, say, someone who had a shit game that night and be like, this guy is rubbish. Like, they don't, like, obviously...
You don't know my life. You don't know me.
And they're voicing their concerns, their opinions, which everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I don't think...
At what cost, though?
I don't think fans know the reality of what their words are going to say.
No.
And, like, people can sit there and be like, they're sports stars, they get paid millions and millions of dollars. But I don't think in their contract they sign to be like, well, you might develop some very, very bad anxiety. You might develop some condescending, mental illnesses for these fans. But that's just all in the contract. Like, they don't... And obviously, like, they grow up watching the sport. They understand it. So they have a background of it. But you don't really know until you actually are doing it. And an example...
Until you're in it, you have no idea.
Yeah.
The things that I have learned as a professional actor over the last 3 years is incredible. And the things, like, the industry is so small, same as sports.
Yeah.
It's all so small, right? We think it's this huge, large, big thing that is so above us. But at the end of the day, that's the illusion of, like, showbiz and TV and whatever. And I have learnt so many things, and I'm just like, about people and about the industry and about the people around me. Yeah. And I'm like, I am no different. And the more that I am in it, the more I realize that I can do anything that I want. And also that I shouldn't be so quick to judge and critique and squash people's efforts, because one day that's going to be me.
Yeah.
And over the last year, I've learned the hard way to support people and not bring them down.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, you know, when people bring you down, it's not a sign of, it's not a sign of you. It says more about that person. And it was saying more about me. You know, when I was younger, I would get very envious. I don't think I was jealous, but I'd be so envious of other people because they believed in themselves so much. And that I would devalue their efforts, right? If I'm being completely honest. And over the last 2 years, 3 years, I'm just like, I'm done. That is negative and that is gross. And that's why I don't like doing it to people who are trying their best. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, people who are, we all make mistakes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we all have bad days and good days. If it's a pattern and it's continuous and there's no effort being made or there's no addressing it to the public who, you know, are of concern or whatever, or if it's affecting, like, I don't know, like, let's say you're in a national sports team and you're not performing to your standard over and over and over and over again, and it's coming to the crunch time, and those coaches and everyone knows you're not in the best shape, and we need to, like, we're looking at for the team. It's not about you. It's about a team effort. Then stuff has to happen.
Yeah, and I think that comes back to the person. Like, you've got to obviously understand that as well.
But, like, all these Facebook comments, like, every time something gets posted about a celebrity or anyone, there is, like, some positivity, and then there is just mean people on the internet.
Yeah.
And, like, we experienced this week in our podcast. Like, there were mean people last week.
That was, yeah.
Like, we, like, had to delete, we had to delete, like, I'm so transparent. I was like, not having that negativity on the space.
Yeah.
Especially when it was not constructive.
It made no sense.
It was just, like, pointless things. So now, you might have noticed.
Don't go into details about it.
Well,
because they're going to be back.
They're back. That we had to delete comments, and I didn't really care about them. They were, aimed at me. But Nick was like, rang me. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning when you woke up, and you rang me and you were like, babe, like, dude, we need to take it down because it's bothering me. Like, how is it not bothering you? Stop crying.
Yeah, and
it's not about you right now.
Stuff like that is like,
Boston.
Why is their opinion so much more valid than what we have to say?
It's not.
About
but that's
the thing.
It wasn't about that. If it was honestly constructive and from a perspective of, like, someone who was educated on the topic and shared some knowledge with us, and, we agreed or disagreed, I can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. But it was just, like, stupidity.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. But it also, like, taught me, like, okay, like, not everyone's like me.
Yeah.
And not everyone's going to be like me. And people listening to this right now could completely disagree with us and think we are talking through our bumholes.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious as to, like, I can see a lot of it, obviously, through a sports background. I can see that there's, like, two types of sports person.
Yeah.
There's the one that sort of, like, has the circumstances, has the talent, and those people sort of, ones that have, like, the talent, the circumstances, and have the capability to go and perform, and they can succeed. And then there's obviously the people that the ones that don't...
Well, like, the comments affect them, man.
Yeah,
it gets to you.
Don't have the circumstances, and they got to strive, like, they got to start from nothing. And one example, I think, was the big one that recently happened was when Kevin Durant in the NBA Finals went down with his Achilles injury. And you could hear in the crowd, they were cheering that he went down injured. And it's like... Okay, all good and dandy, like, you're supporting your team, but that was obviously the wrong way.
Cruel.
But then some, like, it was coming out that, like, they were obviously cheering because, okay, it's Kevin Durant, like, he's out, we have a chance of winning this.
Okay, wait.
But it wasn't...
Hold the NBA talk. I'm letting this dog out.
Anyway, I'll just keep talking. Anyway, it wasn't directed, like, they were coming out, like, it wasn't directed at him being injured. Like, they weren't excited, like, they weren't happy that he went down injured, and this is like a career-ending, like, this is not a career-ending injury, but this is like a season-long injury. But they were just more cheering about the fact that they didn't have to play him anymore. But I was like, that doesn't justify your cheering and all that sort of stuff. And that had to come from the opposing team had to literally calm their crowd down.
Because it's evil, man.
And be like, no, what are you doing? This is wrong.
Competition brings out the worst in people. It's gross. Okay, I'm done talking about it.
You're done talking about it. What are you bored about?
I'm bored about that topic. I think because...
But do you find yourself at times, like, do you reflect on people's, like, negativity? Like, Is that something like...
Of course you do. I think you're lying to yourself if you say you never do.
Do you hold yourself accountable? Do you read their negative and be like, I've done that even though you haven't done that?
Yeah, sometimes I think that's when it hurts the most. When you go, oof, there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
When you read something about yourself or you hear something about yourself that is not true, it doesn't bother me as much. I don't know if this is anyone else listening out there. It doesn't bother me as much because I'm like, there's no truth to that.
Yeah.
And that person, that's their motive.
Yeah.
And that's not about me. That's about them. That's about their insecurities. They're putting that emotion onto me, right?
Yeah.
And they're unhappy and they're jealous
Yeah.
of whatever it is that they think I have that they don't. Yeah. And then I don't care. And then if there's some truth to it, you're like, oh. In hindsight, you go, well, that's a lesson. But at that moment, you're like, could that be true? Or if that's one of your insecurities, you're like, is that true? Like, is that how people see me? And you have to also think about, like, is that a continuous comment that I'm getting? Because is that how people perceive me then? Is that how people see me? I have a pretty thick skin, but there is things that, you have bad days and you just like, enough's enough sometimes, and you're like, I can't listen to the negative stuff anymore. Yeah. So that's why, like, friends are important, and family, and people who make you happy when you see them. Like, those genuine people who bring light into your life. You're just like, oh, it's like a relief.
Yeah.
You're like, thank God someone's on my side. It doesn't matter what I do, someone's on my side. And it is really nerve-wracking when other, like, creatives and actors and people feel like they have an opinion on your work.
Yeah.
Especially when you create it. Like, writing this cabaret is the most nerve-wracking and scared I've been to do something, because it is me on stage. And if people don't connect with me, I haven't done a good enough job. Even though I'm playing a character, it's so personal that I'm, like, genuinely terrified that people will have something to say about it. Yeah. And of course they will. Of course they will. But in time, I'll be ready to listen to that.
Yeah.
It won't be the next day, and it won't be like a week later. But, when I'm ready to go workshop it again and redo it and show it to another audience, then I'll hear it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, like, that's also the beauty of it too, that you have those people who understand that.
Yeah.
They've been there, they get it, and they just go, loved it. And you're like, thank you so much.
Now, with your shows, I know that your Three Little Triangle, you've done 3 shows.
Yes.
And...
No.
3, 4?
4.
This is your fourth
It's
one
my
coming
fourth.
up. This will be your 4th one coming up.
Yes.
So you're one of the you're seen as one of the more senior people, if anything, in these shows. I think you are. If you've done 4 shows with them, you're seen as one of the more experienced people to work with them.
I wouldn't say senior or more experienced. I would just say that I was, in their eyes, right? In their opinion, that's it. Castable and fit in somewhere, because it's a giant puzzle. Everybody who auditioned for their shows is talented. Everybody in the cast is. Everybody could be everybody. Yeah. Okay, if you want me to be completely honest. And I was just not lucky. I worked hard. But I was just right in their eyes.
Yeah.
And like, they are some of my close friends now. But at the end of the day, I understand that they need to do the best thing that they can for their work, because it is work. It's not bummy chummies, you know? So, but being involved in independent theatre is always a pleasure, because it's rare. Yeah. And it's fulfilling in a way that bigger commercial things may not be. And we have so much play and we have so much control of what goes on. So that's what's cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like it's exactly the same in with athletes and sports and stuff. When you're, when you're playing like social basketball, you have so much fun because you're with your friends. It's not about the competition. And as it gets higher and higher and higher, there's more.
Anyway, we're back.
So this always happens. So what I was saying was social basketball, all that kind of stuff. You play that for fun, and then you get to like a representative level, and then a higher level and a higher level. And I imagine as you got higher and higher, you felt the pressure more and more, and you felt the need that you had to perform and prove yourself every single time.
Yes.
And if you don't, then that ruins your reputation.
Yeah.
Or you would be really hard on yourself. And I know even for social basketball, you had to write have fun on your shoes. So when you look down, he would literally see have fun because you're so competitive and it ate away at you.
I don't think it's the competitive side. Oh, it is.
It is.
Like, I wanted to win and I hate losing.
But
so does
also,
everyone.
You put so much pressure on yourself.
Yeah. Because it's just that trying to differentiate between...
Sorry, what was that word?
Differentiate.
Differentiate. Differentiate. It's TIATE.
Differentiate.
You still said it wrong.
Differentiate between like representative and just social basketball. Like, I know at times I get frustrated, and that one time I pegged a ball at a wall and I almost hit the ref. And I was like, and I think
What's wrong with
I think
you?
that was the moment where I was like, okay, you need to tone it back a bit. Like,
Oh, you think that was the moment?
This is just fun.
He thinks the moment where he almost like decapitated the head of the ref is the moment he needs to calm down.
Yeah. And
But the thing is, it ruined your ability to play higher up.
yeah.
And it ruined your ability to self-manage your own emotions and your own
Yes.
feelings. And you're not very good at that.
No.
Let's just put it out there.
Not one
I'm
bit.
very good at that, I think. I think it's a strength of mine.
Yeah.
But you know how to press the buttons
Yeah.
a lot. So when you fly off the handle, which is not a lot, like you're not aggressive or crazy, but you actually get like quiet.
Yes.
You get like, you go in like a bloody tortoise in its huge shell. And I have to like trek through the freaking Himalayas to get to you. And I just know that like you just have to leave it sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's just...
And with me, it's the opposite. It's like, I need to get it all out there and blah, blurt it all out so then I can feel like, okay, weight lifted.
Yeah.
But why do you bring up those shows? Anyway, back to the point.
Because do you feel that as it's sort of you get into more and more shows, it becomes more and more like personal that you want to keep making these shows, so you sort of lose touch with that? Like, you wouldn't lose touch with the fun side because it's all fun. It's all fun. It's all just an experience.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you have to go out there and sort of be like, I'm going to like sort of squash my fun part a bit because I want to keep making these shows? Like, for me, I know that playing New South Wales, like, that was the highest level I got to was New South Wales. Mm-hmm. Whatever, like, that's fine. I know that at some points I was...
You should be happy and proud about that.
classified as the man from like under 14s because I was twice the size
Because you were
of
like
people.
huge.
Yeah. But then when
everyone gets bigger.
When everyone gets bigger, but then when it comes back to reality, I can't differentiate the part from me.
Stop saying that word wrong.
I can't split.
Differentiate.
I can't like split being the man to just having fun. Like on a night, like on a social night of basketball.
That's how you sound.
I sound like a prick, but that's just how I see it. And I swear that's how half of the sports people see it. The people that like can't...
You don't have the ability to do that.
Yeah, can't take away from like the aspect of like wanting to go out and win every night. Like, even if I wasn't the man on a team, if I didn't have me like, oh geez, Nick has played at this level, let's get him on the team. And it was just like with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
But if it was with a bunch of other people that were on my similar ability, I would have no problem having fun. Because I don't see myself as being the one that has to go out and do everything and like try and facilitate everyone.
So you feel like when people are, not as qualified or not as skilled as you, that you have to prove yourself so that they will uphold those thoughts about you?
Because I just don't want to let other people down.
I know.
If I was going
That's
to
what
let
it
someone...
comes down to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
That you are like, you so function for the other person.
Yes.
That you throw away your sanity.
Yeah.
Like, you literally don't care about yourself enough. So here's what I say to your question. I used to feel an incredible pressure at uni to uphold a standard that I started.
Yeah.
And that if I went backwards, it would be a failure. So I used to... You didn't know me then.
No, I didn't.
I used to stress myself out and put so much pressure on myself, right? And like pray every night that no one would figure out my flaws.
Yeah.
Like I used to, I'm still working on being the best actor I can be, being the best singer I can be, best dancer I can be. I was so scared that someone was going to see through my wall that I put up.
Yeah.
This wall of like tough chick who's like funny and has a, you know, great voice, whatever you think that is.
Yeah.
And, you know, was doing really well, and people liked, that when it started unraveling, I didn't want to do it anymore. Because I was like, no, it's not to that standard. No, it's not what I expect it to be. It's not what I think it's going to be. And that's why I stopped for a while after uni. Like, I took a good 6 months off. And Little Triangle was kind of like the saving grace. Like, I auditioned for one of their shows and I said to myself, I said, like, if I don't get this, or if I don't feel like I have anything to add to this project, because I know that I'd be great in this cast, if I feel like I don't have anything to add, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I plain out said that to myself. And that is so sad that I got to that point where I was so, like, miserable in upholding this imaginary thing that I had created, right? And was convinced other people had also created, because I was paranoid as hell, that I was just not going to do it. And that's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. Yeah. And then I learned that I have the most success when I am having the most fun.
Yeah.
Because when I am playing with my fellow actors and when I'm playing in the rehearsal room and when I'm just having a good time, that's my best performance. And it always will be. And, like, it's a skill. It is a skill to go out and have fun.
Yeah.
It is a skill not to block out everything else and to focus on just me and my teammates, me and that person. You know what I'm saying?
Because I know that I've started, like, several new sports. I have a new sport every week.
Yeah, we know.
I know, like, all right, so we go back even further, like, surfboat rowing. I've never done surfboat rowing before in my life.
Yeah.
But I would always come away from, like, a situation where we didn't do as well as what we thought we were going to do. Or we,
and you'd be
like,
upset?
And I'd hate myself for it. I'd be like, I was rubbish. And it's like, I think back on it and I was like, why did you think you were rubbish when this is literally the first time you've ever done it? Ever done it.
Like, you put so much pressure on yourself.
And that was the same with, like, playing football last year.
Dude, you were a nightmare.
Like, literally, I've never played the sport before in my life.
And you got Rookie of the Year.
And I was just like...
I was like, Nick, you're doing great. You've never played this sport before. Like, relax.
Like, every loss, like... Okay, for some, like, instances, I would get burnt playing defense. And the person I was marking would score a touchdown. Yeah. But that was up against a person that would, like... had very much more experience than what I had. But I'd still take that as, like, a loss and be like...
I used to, like, remember after the game, I couldn't talk to you for, like, 2 hours because you are so in your head that you don't actually, like, enjoy yourself. Like, when are you ever going to be 23 years old, or 22 then you were? 21. Yeah. 21? You're 22 now.
I'm 22 now, yes.
I'm like, when are you ever going to be 21 playing gridiron football, which you never thought you would be doing, in pads, like living like this, you know, fantasy thing that you create in your head with a bunch of cool guys who all love it just as much as you.
Yeah.
And you can, like, learn and you can make mistakes and no one's going to crucify you.
That's the thing.
Like, that was the thing. You could make as many mistakes as you wanted. No one on that team was going to be like, yo, that new guy sucks.
But that was the thing. I'd like...
And then you didn't talk to people because you're so scared that they already think something about you. And that's the thing, like, I was you. Like, I was you. So that's why it's great for me to sit here and be like, you know, and you still have to work for it every day and be like, just be yourself. That's all I can be. That's my power. No one else is me.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, there's nothing else to it. And that's why performing is so fun for me now, because I'm like, no one else is me. Like, they can't be me. And, you know, someone one day will come along and see that. And that's why I got cast in these shows, because those people can see that. And that's great. But, you know, there's plenty of other auditions I go to that it wasn't right. It wasn't a good fit. And it's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Being cast as well is not about you. It's about everybody else and how you fit in that.
Yeah.
So I don't take it personally anymore, because it's not a personal thing.
Yeah, it's a process thing that...
And I'm just like, and I'm sad that I didn't get to enjoy the last show as much as I did, not because of me, but because of, like, so many other things that I was dealing with, like grief, loss, stress, you know, all of those things. were really hard. And there was, those few shows that I held on to that were so fun.
Yeah.
Because I was able to block everything out and just focus on my job and just focus on what I was doing. And there were those shows that were hard.
Yeah.
And you probably could have seen that in the difference of performances. I know you would have been able to. So that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I like
I know you
social,
love playing.
In
Now,
social
I think
sport, like I can fuck around, and like I'm not putting anyone down, being like, oh, this is like a rubbish thing.
you're
like
not.
I had a great season with the playing social
of course
last
you
one,
did.
and we had like the capability of winning, and I feel like everyone played like an awesome role in it. But I feel like at the end of the day, I sometimes will reflect on mine and be like,
I could have done more.
You could have done more because you have the credentials to do more.
Yep.
And that's no stab at anyone else. Like everyone else did what they are capable of doing.
Well, I would like you to go into this like season and not be a complete asshole after the games.
Yes.
Like I hate it. You turn into a crap person.
I know.
Because you know what it's not professional. And I know it's social thing, but like being a good sport and being a good sportsman, no matter how horrible you hate yourself, if that's affecting how other people see you and how you interact with other people, that's bad. Like that's bad on your behalf.
Yeah.
And that doesn't say anything about your performance. That says something about your character.
Yeah, I know.
So would you rather people think, wow, Nick's a great guy trying his best, or, oh, Nick's a good player sometimes, but he's a bit of an ass off the field? And when he doesn't get his way, because it's like grown men throwing a tantrum. That's what it looks like. When he doesn't get his way, he can't self-manage his emotions to put it into like, you know what, wasn't my best effort. I could have done more. That's okay. Try again next time.
Yeah.
Because it's not that deep.
Yeah, I know.
It's sport. It's just people singing on stage. It's just tennis. Like, it's just a ball and a racket. It's just a foot and a ball. It's just not that deep, and it's not that important. Oh my God, it's not that important. It's just not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to tell you, it might be your whole life, but your life is nothing without other things. But you can live without that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the goal, is to try and take away from being that guy to just being...
Just be yourself and enjoy yourself. Because you will do better.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like, I'm competitive as all hell. Like, try your best. If you're not trying your best, I'll be like, yo, pick up some slack.
Yeah.
Like, you're slacking off. Like, don't confuse it with laziness.
No.
It's not being lazy. If you're trying your best and at that day it's not happening...
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No one is going to persecute you. And you know what? Did the world end? No. Is it still turning? Yeah.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
That's all. And so and that's what in whatever you're doing, like people, when people are like, I need this promotion, I need this promotion, I need this job, I need this car, I need this thing. No, you don't.
No.
Please enjoy yourself. It's not a dress rehearsal, man. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is not a warm-up. That's all you get.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think because I've come this far... Oh my God, why am I getting emotional on podcasts? This is so gross. Oh, this is disgusting. Oh, I hate myself! Because I did lose people. And because... Like, nothing... Like, it puts... everything into perspective. Like, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
How everything now is just like, so, like, I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
So I don't care anymore. And people can say, what they want. But, I'm just going to be like doing my thing over here. Why am I crying on podcast? This is disgusting. Say something else. I just have like a single Meryl Streep tear. I just want everyone to notice that.
I'm going to zoom on that and go black and white.
Thank you. And that is all. Oh my God, I can hear Boston crying outside the door.
It's Boston. It was the Boston effect.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's your lasting impact of showing me paragraphs ever again. Don't just the moral of the story.
Like, I showed you
don't
one,
show me
like, a mean paragraph.
because I go into too much detail about it.
God, that's funny. But you know what? Like it is also Sondheim and JRB, right? They're like composers. It is also him like sticking it to the man.
Yeah.
Because JRB is like this entitled guy who thinks, he knows everything. Like, they know it all. And at the end of the day, you don't. And like, I don't know it all. I'm not sitting here like preaching at you, through your phones, through your cars, through your computers, whatever device you're listening to.
If we've retained you this long.
Yeah, like I'm not sitting here preaching. All I can do is like speak from my experience.
Yeah.
Same as you. And I hope that, like, my aim for you would be for you to take away from what you've learnt. And now I feel like you are more outgoing than when I met you. Because you have to be, because you're with me.
Yes. That is very true.
Like, I feel like I forced you to be that.
Yes.
Not forced, but like...
Pushed in the right
direction. Then, I just hope that you enjoy yourself. And like, just have fun, man. And also don't lose. Don't fuck it up or I'll be really cut. That's all. That is all. So.
We're going to tie up this emotional train wreck.
Can you stop? I'm not that emotional. I just like am a very empathetic person. And I feel your pain when you're there. And it's not great. Because it brings back my pain too, you know what I mean? Like, would you classify yourself an empath? I don't know if I would classify you an empath.
What the fuck's an empath?
Like someone who's empathetic, someone who feels someone else's... you take on everything that other people around you have.
Didn't I just tell you the other night the one and only time I've ever been moved in a movie? I've only been moved once by a movie.
Oh, this is...
Ever.
This is like crazy.
I've watched My Sister's Keeper, like 8 Below. Like all those
Did you watch Marley and Me?
Yes, I've watched
You didn't even cry in Marley and Me. You're a monster.
The one and only time I've
You're
ever
a sociopath.
been moved in a movie was The Greatest Showman. And don't ask me why.
You're legitimate sociopath. Like,
I was just moved by that. I think because...
Which song?
It wasn't the song.
From now on.
I don't think it was the song. One? I think it was because...
This Is Me?
No, because you...
The bearded lady.
No, because you sort of held the song as this, like... You didn't hold it up and like be like, this is the greatest thing ever, but it meant something to you. And I feel like when I went and watched it, I was like...
To me? Wait, you watched it because of me?
No, because you were excited to see it, and I was like, okay, this can be great. And then when
Did we see it together?
We saw it together.
Did we?
Yes, we did. And when...
Where?
You cried. You... Like,
yeah, but
the first,
where?
5 minutes of the song,
oh,
you cried.
Yes. No, as soon as the music started, when I saw The Greatest Showman, I just started crying.
Yeah. And I think it struck a chord with me because it meant so much to you.
Oh.
And I was like, one and only time I've ever been moved. Never been moved ever again.
That's how much you love me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Never been moved.
Now I'm going to cry off camera.
Okay.
But thank you so much for listening, guys. What philosophical, deep podcast that was. We thought it was going to be fun today. I thought you were going to pull out that guy in Adelaide who was at the nightclub who... Okay, guys, before we go, did you hear about the guy who was who owned the nightclub and was killing some of the patrons and then served it to the people?
I think we've got to give a shout out to where we found...
Thank you, Dylan Jones. Thank you for that information. That's all I'm giving him. That's it. That's the only airtime.
But I think that story, that has to be bullshit. That's
it can't be real. Can
stuff.
someone please tell me if that's legit? Like, I want some legitimate sources, please. Not like the Batuta advocate or whatever it is. All right.
Anyways,
love you all. Stay groovy.
Stay groovy, stay healthy, stay warm. It's cold.
Yep.
And
don't
miserable.
get sick.
Don't get sick.
Take your vitamin C. Say hi to your mum from me.
And pat your dogs. If you have a dog, if you don't have a dog, pat a cactus. If you don't have a cactus, just pat some grass.
Okay, it's gotten weird.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.